Shane Guns with 365 Radio Network, and I'm on the phone tonight with StoneKracker. What's up, guys?
What's up,
So let's introduce everybody in the band.
Well, I'll go first then. I should actually. That's really funny on stage. I always go backwards. I always introduce the drummer first, but I'll introduce myself. My name is Dana, aka Red Lee Cooper, and I am the lead singer and rhythm guitar player for StoneKracker.
Awesome.
Over here, I'm Bill Corley, and I am the lead guitar player for StoneKracker.
I am Eric OBC Cooper, the bass player for StoneKracker.
I am Bruce Ford, a.k.a. Animal.
All right, very cool, very cool. So, guys, the drummer. I got that from the name Animal, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about. I want to start off with Bill Corley, and since he is the lead guitar player, Bill, what are some of your influences as a guitar player?
Well, I guess I would say it depends on whether I'm thinking about playing rhythm or lead. So if I'm thinking about leads, I really was inspired more by David Gilmour, Stevie Ray Vaughan, other folks like that. You know, I like slow but soulful playing where each note means something. On the rhythm side, though, you know, it's a combination of a lot of stuff. You know, originally do some Foo Fighters or Nirvana, or even going back to Metallica. Master of Puppets was a formative album for me from that perspective. It's been real fun playing with StoneKracker these past few months, getting to explore that heavier side, and that's been a tremendous enjoyment so far. Yeah.
Awesome. So, Dana, as the lead singer, what are your influences in that regard?
So I'm kind of I don't want to say I'm kind of the weirdo of the group. People don't really know how I got here, like into the hard rock and metal things, because honestly, you know, growing up, I was a quintessential child of the 80s, I guess we'll say. And I grew up with, I'm lucky. I grew up with a lot of strong female role models. And, you know, you think about, you know, the 80s, and you think about, you know, Madonna, and you think about Joan Jett, and you think about Stevie Nicks, Pat Benatar. You know, these were a lot of my idols, you know, growing up and singing. But the funniest thing probably about that is that I also really love to sing Ozzy Osbourne tunes. I think that's what kind of makes my voice a little different, a little unique. You know, I'm not, you know, there's this kind of thing out right now when girls are singing, I like to call it the alternative girl voice.
Right.
And I just see, you already know what I'm talking about just by saying that. And my voice is not even close to being like that. It's got a heavier timbre, and it's because a lot of times when I was singing, I wasn't actually emulating the female role models. I was emulating the male role models. And I remember, you know, Ozzy Osbourne being one of the biggest of those. I used to put on the Blizzard of Oz album and like sit there and sing. Like I felt like my voice was better suited for that than anything. You know, my mother was a classically trained opera singer, and you got to know that this killed her. Because my dad was tone deaf, and so it's like I got the two of them together, right? And I just wasn't made, you know, to be this great soprano opera singer, but I was definitely made to be more of an Ozzy Osbourne type. But pretty much singing, that's where I come from.
Right. Well, I will say that your voice is different than a lot of the female leads that are out there today, from what I can see and from what I can hear. It's got a very, I don't want to say husky because that's kind of masculine, but it's a deeper tone, but it matches the music. It matches the music very, very well.
Yeah. And I mean, I came from, you know, when back in the day when we were first doing StoneKracker, I did a lot of growling. I could match any, you know, death metal dude for sure. Like, I mean, and I did a lot of, you know, the kind of Rage Against the Machine kind of, you know, rapping style stuff. And I did a lot of that. I just started kind of finding my voice again recently and singing, and it's very different because, first of all, in metal, you don't find a lot of actual girls singing. You do now. Okay, so you get, like, you know, In This Moment, stuff like that. But it's even more different than that. They are all in the higher registers, and that's just once again because of that, that Ozzy and all that influence. I'm just not. That's not where I come from. So yeah, it's definitely Huskies are good. Husky is good. I like a little bit of rasp and that deeper thing. So I'll take Husky. It's okay.
Well, it really shines through in the song "Die." It really comes through, and that for me was kind of the defining song for you guys because I guess we've been following each other now for about a year and a half through my promotions page, and I really began to listen to the music and listen to the messages behind the music, and then also just the singing and the playing all together, and it just there's this solid chemistry with the band.
Yes, that. Okay, so chemistry is job one. That's always been when we did the show, one of the things that people may not know is that we've had 2 incarnations of StoneKracker. We used to do this back in the day, and then we all got back together about 3 years ago. And something that we really took away from the first time was that chemistry was one of the most important parts of being in StoneKracker because we do treat it like a family. And you guys know, I mean, Bruce or Eric jumped in here. Bruce.
Yes.
You've been playing with this guy for a long time. So Eric.
Eric and I.
Talk about chemistry. How important that is.
Oh, it's very important. And Eric and I we basically can think of each thoughts. He plays a line, and I can put a beat to whatever he has. He's like, wow. You just pulled that beat out of my head. We've developed quite a rapport together over the years, and it's kind of really.
Right, exactly. Well, and I've been doing this for a while, and one thing that always comes to forefront is the chemistry of the band. You've got to be able to work together, and but you've got to be able to come up with ideas, bounce them off each other, and see if it works or not. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You move on to something else.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. All right, so let's go over there to Eric. Hi, Eric. How are you? Eric, what are some of your influences as far as bass player?
A lot of my influences were also being a child of the 80s. I was really into Kiss was probably the first group that kind of sparked my interest into actually playing the bass guitar, and then listening to Pink Floyd, all the hair metal bands of the 80s, the AC/DC, the Iron Maidens. That Steve Harris was a big influence, and then on the a little bit lighter side, there was Rush and Geddy Lee that really kind of piqued my interest as well. I tried to emulate a lot of those.
Right, exactly. That's pretty awesome. All right, so let's round it out with Bruce, the animal. As a drummer, what are your influences, and how did you develop your style?
I developed my style. A lot of drummers actually. First influence was Buddy Rich when I was little. When I first saw him on Gene Krupa battling it out, I was like, wow, I want to play drums.
Right.
So after that, I'm just growing up listening to Rush, Beatles. I have lots of favorite drummers, and I watch and listen to them all and practice and incorporate all their styles. It's just ongoing rhythmic study.
Right, exactly. Very cool. So you guys have a CD out currently, and by the way, thank you for my copy of the CD. I listen to that thing almost every day.
What about the shot glass though?
Oh man, I use it a lot.
That's the important part.
Exactly. So let's talk about some of the songs on the current CD, and I want to touch base on the songs "Die" and "No Wonder." How did the song "Die" come to be?
Well, I'll actually throw this over. We were just looking at each other I'll throw this over to Eric because actually, Eric, you came up with "Die."
Yeah, I came up with a version of "Die." And that was really one of the first songs that we really did kind of do as a collective. It kind of started out as a riff that I came up with and brought to the group, and then everybody just kind of took their own parts to it, and that was really the first collaborative turn into a group effort song that we've had. So
Right.
kind of like the infant of the future StoneKracker.
That's also how Eric got his nickname. Tell us how that happened. Well, we were writing, guys. We kind of had a little trouble.
As a part of that collaborative effort, you run into stumbling blocks. And one of the stumbling blocks is, how do we go from point A to point B? We need some sort of transition. And I'm hearing these two guitarists argue about where they should go, as lots of guitarists tend to do, and the bass player and drummer just kind of sit there staring off into space, which is what we were doing. And finally, one of the guitarists stops and goes, "Well, what do you guys think?" And I said, "Well, why don't you just go to C?" No. And they played it, and they're like, that works.
And so that's where we decided that he was our Zen master, and in that ultimate wisdom, we become OBC Kenobi.
Awesome. So let's touch on the other song, No Wonder, which was probably one of my favorite songs off that album. How did that song come to be?
Well, that's I get to. Yeah. So here's an interesting fact about the song, and maybe something that people don't know is that I actually, we had lost a rhythm guitar player, and all of a sudden I got the job, and I'd never played guitar before. So they just threw me in there. After 3 months of rehearsal, I did a show. But before that, I'd actually just gotten a beautiful Les Paul Studio Deluxe 2 and a rig, and I thought that I kind of wanted to pick up the guitar again just for fun. And one day the riff for No Wonder, that opening, riff just got into my head, and like a freight train, I wrote. Not once again, I don't play guitar. It was weird because it's the first song I've ever written, and it's completely, music and lyrics. And I'd never written music before, and bam, it just all came flowing. And I hear that that's like a moment that guitarists kind of chase, and people who write songs kind of chase, is that magical, when the song just all flows from your head as one, but it just came out of a situation of not, understanding why someone couldn't pull themselves up by the bootstraps and, get on with life and, come join everybody in the real world. And I just, wanted to put that down into song. Right,
exactly. Well, as I said, that song is probably one of my favorite off the album, and I really enjoy the song. And I don't play it a lot on my show because I kind of want to save it, here and there, just, that's kind of my song, So, all right. So, do you guys have anything new in the works?
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun lately. We've written one song that we played at our last show in Andersonville Pub here, and then we have another one that we just really polished off tonight, and we'll be playing on our March 5th show. And there's another 3 or 4 that are in the pipeline. So at some point here in the late spring, we're going to go into the studio. So sometime this summer, hopefully there will be a new StoneKracker EP, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You'll love it. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Well, if you guys ever want to, we can do an exclusive release on 365.
That would be awesome. That would be stuck, because when we have it, you're going to be the first person that we go to and say it's here.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, because we can do that. We can do it up real good and get it done. Just make things happen. So
we've been having really good responses to a lot of the new tunes, and we keep dropping new tunes about every show, and so we're going to have to kind of pick amongst the new children, which ones get on the CD, and that's going to be the hard part, we think. But we did okay with the Book of Crazy. We also had the same situation there. We had a lot of songs to choose from, and only 5 made the cut. So it's just a really exciting time with all this new music. Like, we have a video and the audio on our Reverb Nation website for I Am Forgotten, which is one of the new songs that has gotten a tremendous response.
Right.
It's kind of crazy. Everybody's finding something in it that they relate to, and people were singing along the first night we ever played it. So that was kind of an amazing response the new songs are getting.
Awesome. So where do you guys play a lot? I mean, give me some of the venues that you guys hit up down there in Austin.
I beat Hanover.
Hanover.
The pub.
The pub on Anderson. Well, no, wait. Anderson Mill. They've gone through 3 names. On the wall? Yeah. Well, hopefully you play at Dirty Dog soon.
Yeah,
cool.
we're playing the Dirty Dog on 6th Street.
Yeah.
Right.
And let's see where else. It's so funny because we were bouncing back and forth between 2 venues, which is Hanover, which is more on the north side of Austin, Pflugerville, and Red Eye Fly, which is down in the Red River District. And unfortunately, Red Eye Fly changed ownership. It is now a venue that we have played once called Sidewinder, but they don't book a whole lot of the local bands. They have like national acts come through a whole lot more.
Right.
Kind of lost our 6th Street home, even though we played on Beerland, which is right next door, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying, and for those of you who may not know, 6th Street, historic 6th Street, is the place in Austin, the downtown place. The Red River District runs, like a T, across that. So we're kind of a Red River District band, but kind of lost our home temporarily, but looking to get back into some of the clubs there. And we do really well downtown. So it just brings everybody out, especially all ages venues.
And Texas Rock Fest is coming up.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Part of Texas Rock Fest. So,
That's right.
yeah, we're in that this year during the South by Southwest Festival here in Austin, Texas. So we just trying to play in more places around town, kind of get out of our comfort zone a little bit.
Right, exactly. Well, speaking of getting out of your comfort zone, do you guys have any plans to hit the DFW area?
We would love to hit the DFW area, so maybe this summer would be good. We're trying to figure that out. There's a place in Houston we want to go to. I think that we did get some DFW contacts. So yeah, the minute we're up there, we're going to tell you about that.
Yes, and I will be there. I will pawn the lawnmower and the sofa to be there. Let me tell you.
Dude, we pick you up and put you on the death list or something. But a lot of Eric's family is from the area, so every time we play up there, we almost have a built-in crowd of cousins. And
Awesome, that's pretty cool. So let's get into where can we find? Well, where can my listeners and everybody else find your music?
Well, with you, and then
right.
Definitely you can go to StoneKracker.com, and that's with a K, so StoneKracker. There's links to 2 of our places, which is Reverb Nation and SoundCloud. You can also get us all over the web, iTunes, Spotify,
And YouTube.
YouTube, yeah, we have a YouTube channel, so look us up on YouTube. We have, who am I missing? Facebook.
Right.
But iHeartRadio.
Yes, I heard.
Rhapsody. CD Baby, Distribute our CD.
Okay.
And I think that's the majority of the places. There's some more. Bandcamp. Look at me. We're everywhere. You can't throw a rock without hitting a StoneKracker tune.
Exactly.
But yeah, our Facebook page also always has all the information of where you can get our music and where we play and everything. So it's facebook.com/StoneKracker. We're also on Twitter, so @StoneKracker. So.
And I also believe that you're on Instagram as well.
Oh yeah, we are.
Oh yeah, that too.
I'll just let DJ Guns tell us where we're at.
I try to keep track of all that kind of stuff,
We're not on Tinder or Snapchat.
That's probably a good thing. So right, guys. We're going to wrap this up here on this portion of it because we will come back when you have your other EP release and do another interview.
Yes.
So
Great.
I would really like to do that upon the release of the new stuff, and we'll get it out there. We'll get it spun. We'll get it out on the network once you submit everything. So I really thank you guys for this opportunity, for letting me do this, and we look forward to what's coming forward with you guys in 2016 and then beyond. So
thank you so much, and thank you so much for playing our stuff. We really appreciate the 365 Radio Network like you would not believe. So, I mean, we're out there all the time telling people to listen, and what you guys do for independent bands is amazing. So, really, thank you for having us.
You're quite welcome, and like I said, anytime you guys want me to spin something, just shoot it over my way, and we'll get it out there. Okay.
Nice. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later, man. I greatly appreciate it.